Who are you and how'd you get in here? I'm a locksmith, and I'm a locksmith. This is Mark Belton, SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. This message is sponsored by HowMuchYouBench.net, The Slingshot, and the only strength magazine in the freaking world, ThePowerMagazine.com. I got a bunch of questions sitting here in front of me, piling up as we speak. And I wanted to get to them quickly and swiftly and try to get them out the way. I don't know what they are, so I'm going to open them and read them here on the spot. Sorry for wasting your time. As many of you know, I do not know how to read. But let's take a crack at it here. So this guy's questions about ab training, stability training for the squat and for the deadlift. What are the best methods and or exercises for improving core stability in the squat and the deadlift? He's just saying squat with a Q-U-A-T. Spelling it incorrectly. Should be capital S, capital K, capital W, capital A, capital A, capital T, capital S, and then followed by many exclamation points to squat. So class, keep in mind, we're on page 43. And why are we on page 43? Because I said so. Mainly in the squat, I feel as though once I'm around 90% of my max, the weight becomes very difficult to set up with. I told you I can't read. And mentally, it just feels ungodly heavy, heavier than it should be. I am 18 years old, a power lifter with a 300-pound squat, 255 bench, 365 deadlift in the 181-pound weight class. I'm a resident of Poughkeepsie, New York. Holla. Let's see. All right. I'm sorry that you're from Poughkeepsie. I am sorry that I was from Poughkeepsie. I guess there's nothing I can do to change it. I still am from Poughkeepsie, and that's just the way it is. But to answer your question, the best way, in my opinion, to strengthen the abdominals for these particular exercises, option A would be any sort of leg raise. Hanging leg raises can be very effective. The reason why I think a hanging leg raise is effective is, where you're just hanging from the chin-up bar with your hands. Because I think it's an economical exercise. It's also working your grip and your stomach at the same time. So that can be an effective exercise. It's also kind of getting the muscles that we just don't often work. So that would be something to look into. Any sort of static contraction, so even while doing those leg raises, you want to try to hold. Jesus, I'm burping. I didn't even eat anything. Well, I had some pancakes. Might as well be truthful here at the Power Project. Some hanging leg raises would be effective, and any sort of thing that you do with a pause or any sort of thing that you do with a weight would be good. Side bends. You can do side bends or sit-ups, but please don't lose that butt. Never mind. You're only 18. Maybe you don't understand. Side bends can be very effective. You can do them with heavy bands. You set up a band a certain way, or just hook a band underneath one foot and do a side bend that way, like a little teapot. You can do those. You can grab just a heavy dumbbell and do them that way. And again, if you do that with a heavy dumbbell, you grab a 110-pound dumbbell, it's going to also start to work your grip. So it's going to help you with training economy, so you're not in the gym for 9 hours at a time. You also have a one-arm deadlift where you put a barbell in a rack, not in Iraq, but in a rack, and you stand to the side of it. The barbell's going to be here, down by the hands, right? And you're just going to lean to the side and pick it up. You're not going to be sitting in a chair like I am right now. You'll be standing up. And so the reason why it's not all the way on the floor is just because it's too hard to pick it all the way up off the floor. You can even hold on to the rack if you want to, but that's going to work. It's going to work your stomach. And again, it's going to work your grip. Some other effective means for training your stomachs for deadlifting and for squatting are planks. Weighted planks would be preferable. Have somebody stack some weights on your back, whether it be chains or dumbbells or kettlebells or whatever way they can stack some weight on your back. That would be fantastic. You can do those holds for 4 sets, maybe about a minute a piece or so. You have someone sit on your back, but if it's like guy on guy, it might get a little weird. So you might need to have a chick sit on your back. And that might start to get a little disturbing inside the walls of the gym, especially if it's a commercial gym. Let's see, what other options we got? We got just like old-fashioned sit-ups. Some of the best forms of sit-ups, just having someone hold your feet down. But those can be, a little awkward as well. You can do sit-ups off of a glute ham raise. Those are effective. The old sit-up little ladder deal where you connect each thing higher and higher up. Those are great. I like straight leg sit-ups personally. Spread eagle sit-ups, those sound gross, but those are effective. You wedge your feet underneath power rack and do really wide sit-ups. But keep in mind, when you're doing these sit-ups, when you're doing these exercises, you want to use some weight. You want to do some static holding, because that's exactly what you're going to be doing when you do your squats and when you do your deadlifts. It's going to be a static contraction trying to maintain proper positioning throughout an entire range of motion. Another great way, another great mimicker, is to simply not use a belt. So if you're someone who uses a belt all the time, it'd be a good idea to not use a belt for our certain exercises, such as good mornings, such as a regular squat or a front squat, or even different forms of deadlifting, whether it be conventional sumo, stiff leg, what have you. But I would suggest to you that you mainly only not use a belt, and mainly only push not using a belt with lighter loads until you get used to it, so you don't hurt it yourself. Just try pushing it without a belt for longer in your training sessions. And then also you can go no belt for assistance movements, such as a stiff leg deadlift, good morning, those types of things. Another great ab exercise is a Zercher squat is a great ab movement, but you don't even have to do the full range of motion. You can simply just unload the weight. Zercher squat is where you have the, look at those guns. Is this real? Is this real life? I'm jacked and tan. But anyway, the weights are going to rest right here. They're going to rest right here. They're going to rest right here. The crooks of your elbow. You're going to scoop up underneath it. You're going to have it in some sort of rack of some type. And then you're just going to stand up with it. Now, for this particular exercise, you can just hold it there, but you want to load the weight up pretty good. Using a fat bar might be preferable, because this exercise hurts, or putting a towel over the bar, something to mask how bad that shit hurts. So those are your ab exercises to increase the strength in your gut, increase the strength when you're doing your squats and deadlifts. How long should you hold those Zercher squats for? I'd hold them for anywhere between 10 to 30 seconds, and do multiple sets of it. Just make sure you're working hard. Make sure it's difficult. If it's not difficult, it ain't working. If it's not dangerous, then it's not good. Strength is never a weakness, and that is it from supertraining.tv.